Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 6 episode 2, and whoo, the girls, everybody clocked in. Everybody clocked in. I always say it. I truly appreciate my Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So let's just get into it. First things first, Heather. At this point, I think it is so clear that Heather just doesn't like Braunwyn. She just doesn't like her, and that's okay. I want to say this. I think that it's okay to not be a fan of some people. Your spirits cannot align. You don't have to be everybody's friend, right? Now, you don't necessarily go out of your way to be rude to them. Maybe you don't text them back when they text you. But I do think that Heather needs to be honest about Bronwyn not being her cup of tea, because at this point, it's giving reaching. It's just giving reaching to have a problem, right? Because they were all sitting around the campfire. Heather tells us she's excited for her last child to leave and go to college, and she's ready for this next phase of her life. Completely understandable if that's her ministry. Side note, I do really want to know, like, who is Heather's ex-husband, where he's at, what he thinks of all this. I don't know. And then Bronwyn, in her attempt to relate, says, oh, I kind of feel the opposite way, to almost so much to the point where I let Gwen's boyfriend move in the house because I don't want her to leave. Now, do I think letting Gwen's boyfriend move into the home because you don't want your daughter to leave is nuts? Yeah, I do. I really do. But I think that anybody with sense and no bias can see that Bronwyn was just really wanting to engage in that conversation and mothering with Heather, because that's one thing that they can bond on. That's one thing all the ladies can bond on. And the fact that Heather took offense to that, even when Whitney was like, I kind of agree with Bronwyn, I'm in the opposite place of Heather. Ever since my business failed, I am like really leaning into being a stay-at-home mom. I am really wanting to be at home with the kids more and lean into it. But Heather wasn't offended by Whitney. I really don't think there's anything to be offended about. Now, am I a mother? No. Am I Heather? No. But it's just giving reaching. It's just truly giving reaching. And it's also giving teacher's pet, because she could not wait to run to Lisa and tell her what was going on. Now, first things first, I don't know. I have heard a plethora of theories, and I want to make sure that I am stating that these are theories. There's no truth to them. Some people have said that she was working out contract negotiations. I've heard other people say that it's clear that her face was not ready to be on screen, but it was time to get to work. I don't know what it was, but one thing I can tell is that Lisa Barlow is nervous about something. Lisa Barlow is nervous about something, and I don't know if it's necessarily anything to be nervous about, okay? But we'll get there. Lisa and Heather go to this lunch, and I really wish because first of all, Lisa is delivering these, I live a different life than all of you. I'm very different than all of you. She's delivering that, but she's not believing it. She's not believing it. It's clear her feelings are hurt. But one thing I want Lisa to realize is them tables turn, and Lisa's tables turn quickly. Lisa has talked about people's marriages. Lisa has picked up her phone. Not once, not twice, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not even 7 times. I'm going to say 8 different times to get in somebody else's business, their legal business, their shopping business. She called 7 different lawyers when Jen got arrested. I'm a nosy bitch. To my core, I am nosy, okay? I would absolutely want to know if my friend, coworker, whatever you want to call her, just got arrested. I would absolutely want to know what's going on. Calling 7 lawyers, and I fear no one picked up on it back then. I said 7 lawyers, calling 7 lawyers to just figure out what's going on. No, more like to make sure your ducks are in a row so that you never get arrested on TV. Now, let me be clear. I don't think Lisa Barlow's done anything to get arrested for. I really don't. And then the 8th phone call that she made to get into somebody's business was picking up that phone and asking the jeweler if Bronwyn or Todd really bought that necklace. And oh my God, I don't want to hear about this necklace anymore, but I'm using it as a point of reference. Bronwyn buying that necklace or lying about buying that necklace was very loserish. Absolutely. Is it the most loserish thing we've ever seen on Housewives? Absolutely not. That is my problem with it. That was my problem with it last year when everybody was harping on it, when Lisa was sending messages and DMs to bloggers telling them that Bronwyn never bought the necklace. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? It's not that deep. And that table turned quick as fuck on Lisa and came back to bite her in the ass, because I promise you, had she never been messaging people, telling people that Bronwyn didn't buy the message, those people were putting it on their social media to expose it. She came to the reunion, guns loaded, with the phone call that the necklace was not purchased. Bronwyn probably would not be reading that deep into the Salt Lake City Tribune. She probably wouldn't. However, Lisa cannot help herself. It's all fluff and mirrors, okay? I wish that Heather would have said what she said to Lisa, or what she said to the confessional camera, which was like, Lisa, this is where Lisa always loses us. You're acting like you're so much more important than everybody, but really you're not. Your life isn't that different than the rest of ours. She's like, no one owns a business. No one owns the same type of business I do. Okay, maybe no one else owns an alcohol business. However, other people in the group do own businesses. So to sit there and act like you are so different than everybody else, you're not. And it's fine. I also find it really weird that she being Lisa, only wanted to talk to Angie. She would not talk to Bronwyn. Lisa's thing with Bronwyn is so fucking weird. Her hate, her anger, her everything with Bronwyn is fucking weird, but we'll get back there. Bronwyn and Heather at lunch. When Bronwyn says, I'm really sorry that, if it came off that way, or that, you read that, I think you might have read me wrong. And Heather's like, no, I read you correctly. Okay. All right, Heather. And talking about word salading things. I'm sorry, Bronwyn has a point. You are policing what people say when your bestie is Lisa Barlow. Listen to the things that she says. Listen to them. It is rich. Isn't Barlow also mad that Angie K got like a sponsorship with Código tequila? Which, by the way, I really do love Código tequila. They have like a rosé one, very good. Anyways, I saw her on Twitter yapping about that, being like, everyone wants to be like me. Everyone wants to have a tequila. Angie doesn't own Código. She's doing sponsorship with them. I'm sure she's going to be in a lot of stuff for them come BravoCon time or something like that. I saw that it was on the RV bus last episode too. It's fine. Vida Tequila is not the only tequila that needs to be featured on Bravo. And if you want it to be, you got to put the money up, babe. And that seems to be a problem for you right now. So let's talk about these lawsuits. I took a gander on Google myself. I did not wind up on the Salt Lake City Tribune. However, I just typed in Lisa Barlow into my Google search engine. And like the second or third entry to finish it was lawsuits. So she does have a few lawsuits. But the thing that is killing me, especially, and it probably doesn't help that we just had Whitney, who completely owned her failure. Like, she completely owned the fact that was it a jewelry business, I think, that it failed. Lisa is trying so hard to cover up and act like these lawsuits don't exist and like they're nothing. And actually, once I was digging into them and reading them, pretty much what it is that Lisa has borrowed money for people under not specific contracts. So it's not from a bank where you get a loan from a bank and this is the repayment schedule and you're signing a contract and all parties are involved. These are people that she knew, business partners that she had, that she, I don't want to say had personal relationships with, but it seems like she had good standing relationships with. And they said, okay, I'll put it on my credit card and you just pay me back for it. There was never a contract. So what what she's claiming is that she's not denying that the money was not borrowed. She's just saying that we never had a schedule on which I would pay you back, and we never set the amount in which I would pay you back and when. And honestly, truly, I don't think that that's anything that if Lisa Barlow walked into a room, people would be like, let's not talk to Lisa, she doesn't pay her debts. So many housewives have debt. So many housewives, like it's fine. So many people have debt. I have debt and I don't even own a business. But I think that debt is also something that comes with business. I know business owners that are like, I'm literally scared to open my mail. I don't want to see another bill. That's what comes with owning a business. Now, Lisa, again, I don't think that these are backdoor deals. I don't think that they're anything shady. It's just she got the money where it was, and it wasn't, you know, like I said, it wasn't with the bank. It wasn't on paper the traditional way. Now, as far as like, don't tell John, I don't know about that. I know what they said on the, that's in the court documents that they shared on the screen, but none of this is really that big of a deal for Lisa to be acting like this. She's not going to get arrested. She's not going to get arrested. Either the case will be dismissed and thrown out. She doesn't have to pay the money back, or they will not rule in her favor and she has to pay the money back. That is what it is. And then let's say she actually doesn't have the money. She's going to have to file for bankruptcy. I mean, a lot of people file for bankruptcy. Like a lot of business owners, they file for bankruptcy. That's how they can get out of paying their loans that they can't afford. I mean, it's just that none of it is really that big of a deal. Her reaction is what makes it a huge deal. Her being like, they want to annihilate me. Annihilate you? What do you call calling a jeweler to see if a $4 million necklace was purchased? You didn't do that because you knew that truth and justice needed to be told to the people of Bravo, that Bronwyn Newport did not purchase a $4 million necklace and we deserve that truth. No, you did it to be bitchy because you were mad at Bronwyn. So Bronwyn found herself reading the Salt Lake City Tribune and Lisa's name was in it. And that's what kills me also. If the Salt Lake City Tribune posted that Bronwyn and Todd Newport never purchased a $4 million necklace, Lisa would print it out, send it to every blogger, everybody on Bravo's roster, have it at the reunion, be like, in the Salt Lake City Tribune, bitch, it's right there. You don't pay your bills. That's what she would do. Again, the tables, they've turned. And the thing about Lisa is they turn quick. They turn quick. I mean, my God. My God. Now, I will say this about Heather and Bronwyn. It kills me because Bronwyn and Heather really could probably have such a good frenemy trope on Housewives, for Housewives. But Heather's just not getting it. She's just not getting it. And I don't know if she ever will. And that's really upsetting. It really, really is. Now, on to this party. First of all, is this person that's having the party, is she supposed to be like a friend of this season? We really haven't had, well, I guess Brittany is a friend of, whatever. I found it very odd that Lisa only wanted to speak to Angie, okay? And then I'm proud of Bronwyn for not letting her only speak to Angie and staying beside. She walked right up to her. And you know, Lisa Barlow stans are like, oh, you're dismissed, you're dismissed. That's not a read. That's not a read. And I get it. We all have our favorite housewives. I keep saying, I hated when Claudia Jordan ate Nene up. I hated it, but it happened. It happened, okay? Now, Nene put up a good fight. I don't even think Lisa put up a good fight. Because here's my thing about the gout, you gout dick sucker. Lisa's reads always come off for hers to me. They always come off for hers to me. And then Lisa Barlow is the same person that is like, I am so mortified that you would say that I SD for Utah Jazz tickets. And she's the same person to call somebody disgusting for reading about her lawsuits. But then you call somebody a gout dick sucker. Are you okay? That's why her reads will never land to me, because she's so hypocritical. And don't get me wrong, so many housewives are hypocritical, but In one breath, she's like, you fucking gout dick sucker. And then she's like, you're disgusting, for somebody reading about her lawsuits. And then she'll also sit there and be like, you suck your husband's dick. If there's ever a dick to suck, I would say it's the one that you're married to. Is sucking dick so too far of an insult that we can't do that? Or is it just an insult when it's thrown at Lisa? That's why I can't. And you're dismissed it's not a read. Especially when the person just comes right back up to you and is like, I'm not done talking to you. And you sit there and continue to argue with them. Like, hello? Oh my God. Listen, sorry, not sorry, but she lost that one. She lost that one. And I'm not, again, I think what it is for me with Braunwyn, because I'm not even necessarily a Braunwyn fan. I think I said this here last week or on my podcast or something. If Braunwyn had said I'm not coming back for season 2, I wouldn't have cared. She said she's coming back for season 2. I was like, okay, I don't care, right? Like I said, Braunwyn definitely has loserist tendencies. I'm kind of annoyed by her fashion, but whatever. I'm not even like, woo, Braunwyn, blah, blah. But when her opponent is Lisa and what Lisa is arguing, I love a good argument. I love when two people can come and bring your baddest bitch out. Bring your debate out. Lisa's debate is weak. It's flopping. It's failing. Especially for someone that wants to complain about people doing her dirty. And it's, again, Lisa is the first one to dig into somebody's shit. Talk about their marriage, anything. But when people do it to her, they're losers and they're disgusting. And I can't believe you. Are you okay, girl? Are you okay? All right? I can't. And that's why Meredith couldn't even stand up for her, for real. Oh my God. And of course, whenever it comes to Mary and Robert Jr., my heart breaks for them over and over, but I cannot talk about enough how much I love that they are having this conversation, especially as Black people on a network like Bravo, because I know a lot of times, especially in general, but especially within the Black community, drug abuse, addiction, those things are not often talked about in the manner that Robert and Mary are talking about them. So I love it, and I really pray for them that he gets better every day. And I love Mary's approach to it also. I really do. But that's going to be all I have for this episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Don't forget to drop into the comments and let me know how you were feeling about this episode. If you are a Lisa Barlow stan, sorry, not sorry, had to be said. That's just my opinion. And I will talk to y'all later.